Alright, so I've been trying to get this video done since Sunday and it's now Tuesday, and I've come to the realization is that if I just wait for the right time and the right place, it's never going to happen. I did go for a walk on Sunday at Silver Lake, but there's no way I could have just sat there because the mosquitoes were bad. They're bad here. So if you see me like swatting and stuff, it's because they're, coming at me. But anyways, this video is going to be based on, I'm going to be doing a lot of not major changes, but I'm hoping that it leads to a major direction. My goal always was when I started doing live streams to eventually have like a 24-hour kind of like a streaming network. But I realized that when I was working during the day, it was kind of hard to keep it afloat because when I stream to Facebook, they only allow 8 hours. YouTube's a lot different, obviously, as long as you keep the video under 12 hours, because if you keep it under 12 hours, then it stays on there. So, yeah, and when I started streaming to both, having a 4 hour difference, it made it a little more difficult to keep it. So on the Facebook side, it was automatically going to have at least a gap between the, say if I started at 7 in the morning and it stopped at 3 in the afternoon, by the time I get home from work, there was going to be, if I got home at like 4:30, there's going to be an hour and a half gap. So it wasn't going to be steady flowing. Now there's going to be other issues with getting it to Facebook, but I did type up some bullet points so I could stay on track and whatnot. So that way, everything is pretty much straightforward. And I'm going to try not to miss anything. I'm sure at some point I probably will, after I do the video. But whatever I do from here is going to be what goes on. And it'll give you a pretty good update as to what my goal was. And I'll get into, So, anyways, apology to Facebook and YouTube, you guys on, both platforms. I apologize because I kept constantly going back and forth from doing live streams to premieres. And obviously, when I did the live streams, I was able to do it to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. It did create, again, with that gap on there, so I wasn't able to keep it running fluently, at least on the Facebook side. As far as, sorry, I was swatting, there was like a lot of mosquitoes up here. But anyways, so I was swatting like a maniac with my hand, so I figured I'd just pause it right there. Plus, there's like a over amount of cars that go up and down my street. It was never like that when I was growing up, and we're original owners of the house, so pretty much grew up in this house and have been here since. Um, anyways, as far as like the premieres, up until it was like I think the end of last week, I literally thought that you could only do premieres at the top of every hour, and then finally at the end of last week I realized that you can switch to minutes, so now I can start it exactly, so I can keep them running fluently back to back to back, and just keep going from there. And normally what I do is when a one ends, I let a minute pass and then I start the next one a minute later. So I apologize for constantly going back and forth between live streams and premieres, because I was also, right now I'm financially struggling. So I wasn't able to keep my live streams, the app that I use, because it's $50 a month, and I wasn't able to keep it afloat because I just didn't have the money at the time. And then, like I said, doing it through premieres, I don't have to be there to get it, because I can just automatically upload it, have it set to start as a premiere at a certain time, and then, just again start the next one a minute later, and a minute after that, when on the next one. So actually, it's kind of weird because I wanted a streaming network, but I thought the only way I was going to be able to do it would be through, um, through doing live streams. And unfortunately, obviously, watching live is a lot better. But right now, I can only work with what I got. Um, so obviously, I kind of covered the next one. So basically, setting up to get a 24-hour network going. That again has always been my goal. And when I only streamed to YouTube at one point before I switched over to Facebook and then back to YouTube and doing both at the same time, it was a lot easier. I always made sure that I kept it under the 12 hour, usually just under the 12. I run it till about 11 hours, 59 minutes, so that way it would save, because I try to believe in saving everything that I stream, record, whatever. I know I fall behind on a lot of stuff and I lose a lot of footage throughout. People are going by it, I know. I know I fall back behind and lose a lot of footage because I was running out of space on my iPads, and unfortunately, that seems to be an ongoing theme. Every year, at some point, there's something I have to delete to get something else on. Um, there's going to be a week's layover to get the videos into a set schedule. So the videos will be starting this Monday, September 23rd. I already did those videos. They're basically going to be a week behind or a week ahead. I started recording this week and for them to air next week. So Sunday night into Mondays, and all Mondays will start this coming Sunday night into Monday, and then it'll just continue after that. And my goal is that if there's a little gap in between, I may throw in a kind of like a random video just to kill and break up kind of the monotony. I've decided I won't do that until probably the nighttime videos start going on, because obviously there's less things out there. And I will also say that generally in the fall and winter, the feeder does slow down a lot. I mean, there's always usually something at it, but it's not like constant flowing. Whereas, like, I think with the blackbirds, the crackles and all that, they kind of, you know, take over with the, showing up, and there's, they come in abundance, so they're constantly out there. All right, folks, that's why I do it in bullet points, because with my skedaddle brain, I would definitely lose my place on where I'm at on the video. I had a lot of interruptions, so I figured I'd just take a break, and I'm also losing daylight, and I just want to, I ain't got much more to go, so I just want to kind of just knock it out real quick, just so I can get it on, or up. Premiered. I'm probably going to show it tomorrow morning. I'm trying to think of the best time where it probably gets seen, but I'll get it on it, within the next 24 hours. I'm going to probably run it on my one channel just to see how it comes out, but either way, it's going to go on. So anyways, yeah, I just want to do, some fill-in videos just to kind of break it up. But if I get, like, say if I go out into the woods and I do like a long relaxation video, that may end up going on at nighttime with the other one, with the feeder still running, and kind of just keep it going. Then there would be two premieres, so if you would have the choice of watching either the feeder or the woods, wherever I set it up at. So anyways, next to the last thing is issues with uploading premieres on Facebook. This is one of the reasons that's held me back from being it, other than the fact that I thought you had to run it at the top of the hour. I've really come accustomed to, streaming my live streams to Facebook, but given that I do everything from iPads, and when I go out and do trips, I do use my phone. For some reason, I cannot upload a premiere to Facebook. It gets stuck in the finishing mode, and it will just sit there and it just keeps saying finishing, which is processing mode on YouTube, and it does not end up going on. It'll say it, it it gives a message saying it basically was too um can't even really think of the word that it would say, but it's like it was taking too long, and so basically it like timed out. So I just would eventually, I even tried lowering it to like an hour for a premiere, and I've had no issues of uploading videos, but that long, like an hour long, and they've uploaded. So I don't know if it's just some glitch in the premieres, but at the same time, I want all the people on my Facebook page to be able to see the videos. So the only thing, and again, I apologize to those of you on Facebook that'll be watching this, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to link it from. I'm gonna create the playlist, and it's gonna be all of, like 2024. Then once it changes the year, I'll put that and pin it to the top. It's gonna be a playlist, and I will just have to put them all in there, and then just kind of like update it somehow of that. Yo, it's streaming, but I mean, given the way I'm doing it, it's gonna be pretty much streaming all the time. But obviously through YouTube. Uh, the one thing about the 24-hour streaming is at some point I mean, in the beginning, the weekend is going to be an issue still. I'm trying to work something out to figure something out to fill up the weekends, but that part may take a little bit to get that going because obviously I don't record outside, so on the weekends because a lot more people home, and I really don't want to pick up people talking and all. So anyways, so again, I apologize, on the Facebook side because of the fact that I really want to keep it flowing on both and not have to worry about linking YouTube videos to Facebook in order for you folks to, on Facebook to be able to watch it. But for right now, that's the best I can give you. And again, I can't apologize enough because you guys have become part of the family too, in that sense. At the beginning of each week, basically, and this is pretty much the final thing, and then I'm just gonna cut it off there. If there's anything else, it'll kind of work itself into the channel. I'm going to try to post a schedule at the beginning of each week to give you an idea of what's to come for that specific week. Again, that's why I'm giving myself a week in advance to record the videos and then start putting them on, so that way I can keep it flowing and I'll know what's being scheduled at what time that week. And then I don't know how I'm going to do it, but like I said, I want it to look as good as I possibly can get it. And I don't, like I said, it's that some of the stuff is still a work in progress, but I do intend on making this the best that I possibly can. And again, I never would have thought, and I know I'm repeating from the beginning of the video, but I never would have thought that after all the live streaming I've done over the course of the last, I've been doing this almost 10 years, I guess. The last 8 or 9 of that, that it would have came down to premieres was the thing that would get it fully almost as a streaming, completely 24 hours, 7 days a week streaming network. It's just kind of ironic, and there may even be some talking videos of how I got to where I'm at doing my videos, and kind of like that, and what I use, how I do it. And I just want to tell people out there that if you really want to do something like this, you do not need, all you need is your phone at that point. It may make for a little more work, but at the same time, it's definitely the rewards in the end are definitely worth it, because you guys enjoying it is what the reward is. And that's why it kind of sucks, because I have to cut out the direct streams to Facebook on that sense. So with that, just bear with me. I mean, like I said, I pretty much have a system down now. The weekends is going to be the harder part again, and unless it gets cold, which it's supposed to get colder in the winter, but we don't go through the cold. Once we get past like October, then it's like the months start running above average, and it really shouldn't. But when I was growing up, December had snow. I mean, we never had a white Christmas that I can remember, but the months it was supposed to snow, it snowed last year. Last winter was the first winter in like 3 years that we actually got an accumulation of snow, which is, it's sad, but it is what it is. So, just bear with me. It's pretty much set of how I'm doing it, but the weekends still are going to be a little bit of a hiccup in the system of keeping it 24/7. I've thought about creating highlights just to keep it running, like take, on Monday, take the first hour and like just edit out some of the blank spots. But right now, I just want to get it to start flowing and then work itself into what it needs to be. And we're pretty much almost there. If I can get out more, which I consider that my self-care, but I need some things to, like I said, right now I'm a little financially strapped, so some things that I could do before I don't have access to right now. Like my tripods, the legs are always usually the first thing that go on them, but then the part, actually I got it out here, that this screws in, for some reason that's always the second part, and that's the main part that keeps it straight, so when I'm recording it stays straight, or if I want to lift it up, or move it around to whichever way I want to go. But that's always the first thing that ends up. Second thing, legs are always the first, and then once this goes, the tripod's pretty much shot. It becomes basically it's just staying on borrowed time, and it's past that time. And I've gone through the second one, and both same result. Actually, all of the tripods that I've had in this sense, same result. That has did them in. So, anyways, with that, I appreciate each and every one of yous. And just because I'm not streaming directly to Facebook, please do not stop watching, because I will. I mean, again, I apologize, but this is the only way that I can do it to where you guys can still watch it. And I'm just gonna put the playlist on there. Oh, and the last thing is I'm probably gonna change the name of the page and channel. It's still up in the air, but I want it to sound a little more without my name in it. I gotta go back to my notes. It's basically, as of now, it's gonna probably be called the Pennsylvania Wildlife Network. Um, but I just want to kind of dissociate my name away from it and just kind of make it its own, thing. So anyways, that's pretty much it. And I will see you in the next video. If I don't, then the first stream will be this. I think it starts around 11:48 Sunday night, and then it just continues from there all the way through Monday. Then tonight's it'll be Tuesday, and you'll see. And it's gonna, it's getting there, and I feel pretty confident that it's gonna stay the way it is. It's just, again, filling in the weekend parts. So with that said, I will see you in the next video. If not, then the next main video will be starting Sunday night, late. Thank you for everything, and I thank each and every one of you for your support. I'm glad that you enjoy my backyard, family. That's pretty much it. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.